Alright. Well, that's annoying. But whatever. I'll do it. Final thoughts on certain things. And despite what people think, I actually think about things before I talk. Unlike others, which we will discuss here shortly. And it's a fair part of judging myself and judging other people. Now, let's start with other people. That's a little bit easier. Some people are truth phobic. They just do not want to have anything to do with the truth, period. They can't, I don't know if they can't handle it, if they're too stupid, or they're just intentionally being obstinate or something like that. I don't know exactly the reason. We'll get into that later. But nonetheless, they are truth phobic. It doesn't matter how fucking much you try to explain something to them or tell what happened or anything like that. They will not discuss it. They will not accept it. They will not have anything to do with it. Now, my fault in that is that, I don't know, being optimistic, overly optimistic, I thought that somehow, some way I could break through to these people. But after God only knows pretty much a lifetime of trying to make these people understand anything, I realized that it's impossible. And there's nothing I can do about it. And that was a very freeing realization, to know that there's legitimately nothing I can do to make these people understand. It's no longer my responsibility. I don't need to feel guilty. I just had to learn to say, fuck it. And that was literally what I should have done from day one. Maybe not day one, maybe give them like 1 or 2 chances, maybe 3. But if they can't understand basic ass shit, at some point you gotta say fuck it. And honestly, give up hope. Just give up hope that they're ever gonna understand anything. Because they're not. Yeah, you don't want to think about it like a, you know, just analogy, metaphor, or whatever. Trying to talk to them is trying to explain what a sunset looks to a blind person. They've been blind their whole life. They don't understand the concept that there's varying hues of pink and orange and maybe cloud coverage. They have no idea what that is. They're not on the level of understanding what a sunset looks like. They can't. They're not capable of it. And these dumb people that you're trying to persuade into having logic and reason are those people. They have no concept of what logic and reason is. You're trying to explain something that can't be explained to them. It can be explained to everybody else, but not to them. And that's when I started thinking about that. That's when it like kicked in, where I was like, you know what? I don't even fucking care what they think anymore. They don't understand it, and they've probably been that way their whole life. So, you know, it's nothing to take personally or be offended by, and you could be the smartest motherfucker in the goddamn world. You can't explain it to them. They are blind to it. They do not see the shit that they do. And they damn sure do not want to see the truth. Now, going back to this truth-phobic attitude, my guess is as good as yours. But one of my best ones that I think is that you have to kind of break it down into steps. The truth obviously offends them. Okay. Well, so we've gotten that far. Well, then you have to ask the question, why would the truth offend them? You know. Why would that be? And the only thing I can surmise, or my best guess, is that they had a part to do in a negative situation that involves the truth. And why do they want to avoid the truth? To skirt accountability, responsibility for what happened. That's the only thing I can think of. Now, what makes them even worse, or frustrating perhaps, I don't know what the hell you want to call it, not only do they skirt around accountability and the truth and never admit to anything and all that crap, well, what makes it even worse is that they blame everybody else for the truth, which was, if we're running on this thesis here, their fucking problem, their actions. Now we can, like I always like to dumb shit down, it just makes it easier to understand. That's like somebody running a red light, crashing into a car, T-boning it or whatever, killing the occupants, jumping out, said they did nothing, and then blaming all the bystanders and witnesses for what happened. It was nobody's fault except for that idiot that ran the red light. That's what makes it even more toxic. Because everybody around them is gaslit to high hell going, I don't know, you know what? And I've been a personal fucking victim of this shit. And if that shit goes on for long enough, you don't even know what happened. You start to sit there and second guess yourself. Well, shit, maybe that did. Maybe I totally missaw what I saw. Like, maybe I'm completely crazy. That's where the problem comes. So you can't, sit here and listen to these people that will never accept any truth ever and believe them. Because the crazy people are going to make you think that you're crazy. And when you get into you start dipping your toes into that water, bro, that is not a place you want to fucking be. Period. So, the ultimate answer is, if the snake's going to bite you, stay away from the snake. If the stove is hot, don't put your hand on it. Just leave these people the fuck alone. And it's something, looking back at my life and all that, I mean, I just wish I was pretty good about it. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty damn good about it. I'll give myself a pat on the back on that one. But I should have been a lot harsher on that, and I should have done it a lot earlier. I should have given up a lot earlier. And it's whatever. I mean, people like me that are entrepreneurs and like go-getters and shit like that, that you don't want to give up on stuff. And I know that, like, you're like always thinking, oh, there's something I can do. Sometimes there ain't shit you can fucking do. And the best thing you can do is just be like, fuck off. Like, screw that situation entirely. I don't want to deal with it anymore. For your own mental health. Because you will eventually, at some point, start to think that you're the crazy one when everybody around you is acting crazy. Oh, fuck, I guess I am the crazy motherfucker. I don't know anymore. But, here's another thing, just side piece, but whatever. Once you remove yourself from these people, it is the most amazing thing. You start to hang out with new people, meet new people, do all these other things. And guess what? All of a sudden, people understand you. And they go, yeah, that sounds crazy. And you go, oh, I fucking thought so too. Like, rational-minded people will be like, oh, no, that was some crazy shit. You ain't lying, that was crazy shit. And having that affirmation is beautiful, to say the least. And it will definitely save your ass if you're in one of those situations. and expose their gaslighting and their bullshitting. And just me personally, I think that's one of the things that saved my ass is I had a lot of outside sources. And when I would go to them and speak to them, tell my stories and rebuttal situations, it was a whole nother perspective. Totally different perspective than what I was being told. That toxic bullshit that I was being told that it was my fault and I did something wrong and that never happened. Fuck you. All that shit happened. I know it did. So, no. Homie, don't play that no more. And the worst part about that is, and this is where they want to shoot you in the knee before you even start the race. We all know that. But why do you think that toxic people try to prevent you from talking to other people? Why do you think that is? Because they don't want outside influences telling them, yo, that was fucked up. Yo, that shouldn't happen. That's why. That's why they're nosing around in all your business. Maybe your emails or text messages or stalking your house or God only knows what the fuck they do. I don't even want to know the level of depravity that these people get to. I mean, fuck me. I've seen some bad shit. Why do you think they don't want you talking to other people? Why? Just simple question. Why? So anyway, just a lesson I wish I'd learned a lot earlier in life. You're not going to make them see the sunset. They're blind. They don't know what the color orange is. They don't know what the color purple is. They don't know what yellow is. They don't know what clouds look like. They don't know what the sun fucking looks like. It's a lost cause. Period. And my grandma used to say some shit like that. She used that old southern crap like, you can talk to them till you're blue in the face. Yeah, you can. You can try to explain something ad nauseum and never gonna sink in. Got it. Just cut it. And that's my reign on that. And my 2026 resolution to myself is fuck these people. They're never gonna see it. They're never gonna see it. And do I have a little bit of empathy, apathy maybe for them? Well, both, but whatever. Yeah, I feel bad for them. But I tried to make you see the sunset until I was blue in the face. I'm done.